Looking for a school that provides a solid foundation for your little one? 𝗏𝗏 Christian School is now admitting children from 2 to 6 years old from January 2026. At 𝗏𝗏 Christian School, we understand that every child is unique. Our qualified and experienced teachers ensure that each child gets the personalized attention they need. Our beautiful classrooms are designed to stimulate learning and spark curiosity, offering a rich environment that caters to every child's developmental stage. And we provide balanced meals, snacks, and lunch to keep your little one healthy and energized throughout the day. With a Christian approach, we focus on the holistic growth of every child. Give your child the start of a strong start in life with a school that truly cares. Enroll today. Don't miss this opportunity to give your child the best start. Visit us off Kasarani Mweki Road or call us now +254 758 396 110. 𝗏𝗏 Christian School, a foundation for the future.
Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Happy 2026, such a great and wonderful year, a brand new year. I want to say that 2026 is not a continuation of 2025, and such a great, wonderful, precious year that God has given unto us. I want to receive you, the Man Unveiled community, back on air. I know we broke for the holidays. I am sure you enjoyed yourself with the family. Even if you didn't travel, we just thank God that you enjoyed your Christmas from home. The first, we say, jumping the year. Anyhow is a how, don't mind how it happened. At the end of the day, we are here, the new year, and we are so grateful to God for granting us such an awesome opportunity. This year, we want to start on a high note because we want to look at what happens. What are we hoping for? I'm your host, Joe Wisdom, and this is Man Unveiled. On Man Unveiled, we say it takes a man to get the best out of another man. We are joined by my guest. This is the best. I think we were with him last year, and he did a good job. One of the things I want you to know about this gentleman is that we were with him in school. And we really had wonderful, wonderful moments. You know, if just in case you doubted I was in school, the evidence is here. Johnson Kamata,
wow,
a financial advisor. He has been a banker for many years, an entrepreneur, a family man, and all those titles are, fits him because he is a man anointed for this evening. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, Apostle.
Yes.
I'm delighted to be here this
Happy
evening.
New Year.
Happy New Year too, sir.
Wow.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
You're looking sharp.
I can feel it.
Yeah, sure.
that's what you are told. Yeah. By the way, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. You can share this broadcast. Let someone know somewhere that something great is happening here on Elevate. Let everyone know that we are back and better. Johnson,
yes,
this is your camera. You can give a shout out to those who are watching us tonight.
Wow, wonderful.
And don't forget your family.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening, our viewers. I'm much delighted to be here. I was here sometimes back last year, and it has been a wonderful moment. My name is Johnson, and I'm born again Christian, and I love the Lord. Thank you for the so many titles that you have said, Apostle.
Yes, sir.
But it said it takes the grace of God to be here. I want to say hi to my family, my wife Catherine, my 2 sons and daughter, and to my church family members, the brothers at heart, fellowship at Deliverance Church, Zimmerman, and under the leadership of Bishop Jimmy Kimani. And I'm very happy to be here this evening, even as we tackle this particular topic, which is very essential and very particular for each and every man, not only for man, but every person in general, because we are in a new year, a new dimensions, not just the stage of our calendar, but a new dispensation.
Wow.
Yes.
Maybe what do we need to know about the new year? Maybe in a nutshell, because there's someone who just think 2026 anyway, nothing changes. I don't feel like anything has changed. What do we need to know about the new year?
Also, when we talk about a new year, it's not just change of a calendar dates. But when we talk about a new year, this is a fresh invitation for us to realign again our visions, our motive in life, our purpose, and to align ourselves in God's will. Not only just to continue what was happening last year, but also to do things in a different way, so that we can get the best out of each and every person, and more so to live our purpose, because we always say that nobody is here as a result of biological accident. We are here for a purpose. So it is important, even as we unveil this, we get to understand where are we here, where are we headed, where are we come from, what are the failures that we failed last year, what are the good things that we can carry from last year and do them better this time, to always employ what we call Kaizen, continuous improvement in everything we do. Be it in our finances, be it in our family, be it in our faith, and life in general. So there's a lot we can talk about this. Do
you want to say that we need to take stock of what happened last year?
Sure, we need to, because one, we need to evaluate what are the specific areas that I wanted to improve last year that I failed, and how can I learn from that? Because failure is not just falling down and failing to achieve what you wanted, but it becomes a failure if you don't learn from the lessons. You take the pain and don't waste it, but you employ new tactics on how to do it better this year. Also, we can take stock of the things that we wanted to do last year and we achieved. So how can we do them better this year? I remember one of the ingredients of failure, it is our past success. You don't just come and face a new year with the assumptions that last year I was able to do this, to do this. Remember, we are living in a very dynamic and changing environment.
That's true.
And we say the only permanent thing is change. Everything else is about to change. So there could be changes maybe in people's perception. There could be changes in the macro environment, things that you cannot be able to influence yourself, but they will affect how you are going to live this year. Be it in your finances or be it in your family. Because we are living in a new dispensation, and things are changing drastically. We say that syllabus inakimbia haraka sana.
Yes. Of course, and in fact, when you also look at the new year, like you said, things don't just happen. Things are made to happen. Maybe another question I want to pose to you as we progress with this debate, and I'm sure you'll be writing to us. Let us know where you are watching us from. In fact, that's the greatest favor you can do us. If you are if you are watching this on YouTube, on Facebook, I know those who are watching us from their screens at home, maybe you may not be able to give us feedback, but you can follow this programming and just get blessed, and maybe call someone that needs this. You know, the way something starts is very important.
Very much important. You know, we normally say that the end of a matter is better than its beginning. But it's very much important for us to have a good footing as we begin.
That's true.
We put our best foot forward. Because success in life, it is not just a matter of speed, but more so the direction.
That's true.
Even as we focus on our careers, it will be very sad for you to just focus on climbing up your career, only to realize that the ladder is leaning on the wrong wall. So as we start the year, is very important. We know where we are picking it from. Speaking of, for example, like a family setup or our families, every person comes from a particular family.
That's true.
And you know, even as we raise our children, as we do our day-to-day lives, you find that many, even marriages, so to speak, they break not because of the issues that you can think at the top of your head, but the things like communication and things like finances, they are major contributors. But also speaking to how we even raise our children, you can take stock of how maybe last year was, and realize what was the best thing that I did even to my children to make them better.
Wow.
Because our children, they don't just learn by listening to us.
Yes.
They learn by watching us.
Observation.
And you're finding that the modern family setup, people are really confusing provision for presence.
Okay.
Our children or our families, they need much of our presence than even much of our provision. And I don't want to say that for provision is not important, but the presence is very critical.
Yes.
They say people might forget what you gave them or what you walked them through, but they can never forget what you made them feel.
That's true.
So how close are you to the people that are close to you?
Wow.
Do you realize, Apostle?
Yes, sir.
When God wanted to fix humanity, He did not start even a government, not even an institution, not even a church or a ministry, but He started a family.
Wow.
That shows how close the family is to the heart of God.
Yeah.
So it is critical that we take stock of how we lived our life last
How we
year.
relate, yes.
Yeah, because you are finding that we are so busy hustling up and down and forgetting that there is a critical goal, an assignment that God gave us,
Wow.
which is our family.
Wow.
Not just talk about finance and others. So our family is very critical. Wow. That's why God started a family setup when He wanted to fix humanity.
Wow. Yes. You know, when I listen to you, Johnson, there's something that is coming to my mind. Planning.
Exactly.
Because all these things you are talking about require planning.
Exactly. And even the Bible puts it very clear and says that no one goes to build a building unless he first sits down
And count the cost.
count the cost and comes up with a plan or a map for that matter.
Should we just plan? You know, there's someone watching us tonight and they are saying, Bora Uhai, they are saying, you know, we live, all that we need is hope. We just need hope. Wacha, yani, kile kitazalika, wanasemaga tutanyonyesha. You know, that's what they say. Why is it important to plan as much as we have faith? Or do we need a plan and not faith? Or do we have, what do we need here?
We need faith and we need plan as well.
All right.
Because if we fail to plan, they say that that's already planning how to fail. So planning is very critical. And that's why even when you look even at the book of Genesis, let's go back to the creation. When God wanted to create everything, He made sure that everything was in place before man comes.
Yes.
So that shows that our God is a God of order.
Planning,
He planned. He made sure that this man will need water, he will need vegetation, he will need the animals. So he had to make sure that all things are in place before man comes. If God planned, who are you not to plan?
There are some people, Johnson, who are listening to you tonight, and they are saying, I've been writing resolutions and nothing came to pass. You know, I'm disappointed. Hii mambo ya kuandika vitu nimeacha. Wacha liwe liwalo. And there are people who are just hanging there, hoping that anything, whatever happens, was meant to happen. There are people who say, map imechorwa, graph ishachorwa. What do you say to someone?
They would be really surprised because if you don't plan on where you are going or your itinerary for the journey, any road will take you there and you will not like the place. So planning, in one, it saves us time, agony, and the repercussions of failure.
Wow.
Because if you want to travel from point A, say from Nairobi to Nakuru, you have to plan your journey. If you are traveling by matatu, you make sure that you have the enough fare to take you to that place and back. So planning is very critical because we cannot just live in life so hopelessly. Because just employing hope alone is not enough.
Hope is not a strategy.
It is not a strategy because for you to achieve whatever you want, it must be calculated. You take a calculated move, not only in family but also in other areas to do with life, finances, and even your spirituality. You have to take a plan.
We will be coming to the aspect, to the areas that we need to plan.
Yes. So planning is very critical and very integral. We cannot live without planning.
Wow.
Because you have to be meticulous on what you want to achieve. Because if you don't, you know, they say that if a problem is clearly stated and written down, it's almost halfway solved.
Wow.
And I wonder, even in the Bible, we are told that write your vision in bold letters, so that plain. Even a man who is running can be able to read that. So it shows that our God is a God of plan. So we cannot go without planning.
So the fact that what you wrote last year never came to pass does not disqualify the importance
doesn't disqualify, because you are supposed to take stock of whatever the resolution that you put.
Yeah.
But they also say that New Year's resolution, they take only 17 days for you to be able to forget them. So you should take stock of the things that you did last year. Maybe you were planning, somebody was making a joke and saying that part of the things that he had planned last year was to start his own business. But when things went south and east, he realized that one of the things he needed to do was to mind his own business. So you take stock of the things that you had planned. If they did not work, strategize again. That's why I say, why did I go wrong?
Yeah.
Because you cannot have gone wrong in everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you cannot have gone wrong in everything. Take stock of what you had planned last year and see what did not work, or what exactly didn't work that you wanted to work in a particular way. But we cannot say that we are going to approach the new year without a plan. That would be very disastrous. It's like taking a sail on a ship without a compass. So any wind will push you to any direction.
Wow.
And you might end in a different destination. So for us to be able to achieve to our destiny, we must get a clear plan of where we are headed.
Wow.
We cannot lead even the smallest unit of our family without a plan.
That's true.
We cannot lead a business enterprise without a plan. We cannot run a nation without a plan.
Yeah.
So that shows that we need a plan, as even our God is a God of planning.
How do we deal with the disappointments?
Disappointments are always there wherever there is expectations. So if there was no any expectation, you could not get disappointed. But one thing that we should do when you get disappointed, realize that it's just an indication to tell you maybe you are not prepared well for the task that you are not able to achieve.
I'm saying that, Johnson, so that you can answer in that context. We want to bring people on board from last year. There are people who are saying these plans don't work. You know, I feel like I don't need even to have those resolutions and all that. And you'll be coming to the areas that we need to really focus on. How do we bring this person on board on how do I overcome last year's discouragement in the knowledge that we are in a new year, and possibly, like the Bible says, this is the day that the Lord has made for us to rejoice and be glad in it.
Sure.
How do we receive the new year with gladness, with hope and anticipation, knowing that there are better days ahead?
One clear indication is that even if you're coming to this new year with disappointment of things that never worked last year, I can assure you of one thing. If you don't take stock of it and plan accordingly, you are going to have a disastrous year than it was last year. Because even when you are traveling on road and you get an accident, doesn't mean that now because you have gotten an accident, you never ride in a vehicle.
That's true.
If anything, you are taken from that scene by another vehicle and take you to a hospital. So the disappointment of last year should not negate the necessity for us to come to a new year prepared to plan for something. If we don't, we are going to have a worse year than last year. You can take that to the bank.
Powerful insights from the man himself, 𝗠𝗔𝗡 𝗏𝗏, a man who is a great resource, not only to us, but those who interact with him. Deliverance Zimmerman, you have a gentleman here, and it's quite a resource. I was talking to our former principal, and he was telling me, where is 𝗏𝗏? And that means that he still remembers you.
Dr. Gatia.
Yeah, Dr. Gatia, we honor you, and you raised men.
Sure.
That's why we are here.
He is a wonderful man.
Wow.
His strictness really shaped us.
Oh yes.
And we are forever grateful.
The
for
only
that.
man that used to come to the dormitory at 1 p.m.
Very
1
dedicated to his work.
Yes.
I like his commitment to work.
Yes.
And he was good.
And I think that is one of the virtues we learned.
Exactly.
Commitment and
commitment and diligence.
Yes.
Because he went to the letter to whatever he wanted to achieve.
Wow.
He is a good man.
Wow. As we there's something I want you to break down some of the areas that we really need to strategize and plan on.
Some of the areas that I have mentioned is the family thing.
Yes.
We also need to strategize on our finances.
Yes.
We also need to strategize on our faith.
Wow.
And life in general. Those are critical areas that we cannot afford to miss to plan about.
Maybe you can break them down in terms of what kind of preparation in terms of family. Because what wanasema tu si family tu iko anyway. What do I need to plan?
Because like I said, that presence is very critical, even as we are
Being there.
Being there.
Be intentional.
Exactly.
Wow.
Be intentional because, you know, most of the excuses that people give, especially us men,
Yes.
why we are not together with our families, is time.
Tunatafuta.
Tuna hustle, juu chini.
Maisha ni ngumu sana mtu wa Mungu.
I agree to an extent. But remember, if you keep looking for time,
Yes.
you never find it.
Wow.
Time is never there, but time is created.
Wow.
Amidst all those schedules, you get to find time for your family.
Wow, powerful.
Think of it even when God was creating the earth. There's a lot of things that we see on this earth. And the Bible says that everything was created by God and he saw that it was perfect.
Yes.
If you try to account for all those things, there are so many things. But imagine God himself, he had to create time to rest on the seventh day.
Wow, I like
so
that.
who are you not to afford time
Wow.
to rest? So the Bible says that God will bless the work of our hearts.
That's true.
And somebody asked me, if God can bless the work of your heart, how much more about the work of your mind? Because even your mind is the one that tells your hearts what
That's
to do.
true, yeah.
So we put it in our mind that we need to create time and presence for our people.
Yes.
Especially when we are bringing young children up.
Yes.
Because they value our presence much more than even they value our provision.
Yes,
So creating time is very critical. Plan for your calendar. Maybe you are a 9 to 5 person, or maybe you are in the 𝗔𝗱𝗃 sector.
Yes.
You have to deliberately create time for your family.
Wow.
That is the place where you go when everybody has come against you.
Yeah, that's true.
And we can read so many stories. Even when you, God forbid, if you become immobile and you are totally sick, the first person you go to is your wife or your husband, for that matter. So we create time for our family so that we can bring up a godly generation. So that God can even be proud on the works that we do. So family to be very critical in terms of our presence and also providing for them.
Wow.
The Bible says, I think in the book of Timothy, that a person who cannot provide for the family is worse than an infidel. So if you're there and you're the breadwinner for the family, take strategic steps on how you're going to provide for your family because they need us.
Yeah.
And also take time even to plan for holidays.
Wow.
For your family. Life is very short, Apostle. Very short. And today, you realize today, you are the youngest you will ever be.
That's true.
And today is the oldest you have ever been. So create time for you to go and rest. Somebody asked us, when you say that you're so busy, you cannot afford time to rest, who told you whatever you're doing cannot be done by another person?
Of course.
It can always be done by
can be
another
done.
person.
One is indispensable, yes.
And we don't have a rehearsal for this life. This is not a rehearsal.
Yes.
This is the main stage that we are having. So create time for you to be able to rest effectively. People yearn to have a productive day. I'm sure everybody in the office yearns to have a productive Monday.
Yeah.
But we know Mondays is one of the most hectic people for many people,
Yes.
especially the employed people. It's very hectic. And they say that majority of the heart attacks, they take place on Monday,
Mondays,
between 7 and 9.
Well, they think they are going back to work.
But tell me, how do you expect to have a productive Monday morning if you didn't care to have a restful weekend?
Yeah.
That shows how rest is very important for us to be very much productive.
Wow.
So it is critical, even as we create time for our family, our presence be felt, but also we provide for them as the Bible teaches us to.
In fact, I want to tell our viewer tonight that the only person who doesn't rest is the devil.
Interesting.
The devil does not rest.
Every time he is scheming new things on how to distract you.
In fact, when the sons of men appeared before God, the enemy appeared.
He was there.
He was there and he was like, where have you been? He said to and fro.
Aimlessly.
In other words, if he was to speak Kiswahili, angesema nilikuwa nachapa maraundi muenda. You know,
without a plan.
Without a plan.
Aimlessly.
So if you want to take after God, if you are a son of God, resting is part of the package.
Exactly.
Resting is part of your life.
We cannot afford to miss that.
In fact, I realized, and I've realized this during this holiday,
Yes.
that when you rest, God is happy.
Exactly, because you're taking after him. He rested.
Yes, he rested.
And he respected that particular day, and he is the one that created
You
the
even
day.
become more productive.
That
You are
is it.
rejuvenated.
Yeah, you rejuvenate yourself, and
Yes.
you're able to take stock and to plan accordingly.
Yeah.
Because you need a sober mind whenever you're approaching anything that is very critical to you.
Wow.
The important things that matters to you, not necessarily the urgent things.
Wow.
Yeah, because we confuse the important things for the urgent things.
Yes,
you
that's
can have urgent things that are not important. But you can have non-urgent things which are very much important.
Very much important.
Yeah, things like to gain a new skill.
Yes.
To take another study. Those are not urgent, but they are very
important.
They are very important. But we have other issues like going on social media to check on your WhatsApp, your Instagram. Those are urgent, but they are not important. So prioritize well on where you are going to concentrate your effort, even as we begin this year.
How do we plan for our finances?
One of the things is have a budget.
Yes.
Everybody maybe have the particular amount of income that they receive. But for us to live effectively and a stress-free environment, have a budget. A budget is not a restriction, Apostle.
Yes.
But it is a direction. To direct where your money should go. Not
just telling your money
where to go.
Yes.
Not just wondering where your money went.
Yes. Wow.
I was listening to another friend who was narrating how he really took stock of his expenses some times back, and he realized that he was spending much on takeaway meals more than he was spending on rent.
Wow.
A person who had not taken stock, but when he took stock, he realized that he needed to trace where the expenses were going.
Yes.
So this year, we cannot afford to live without a budget. It's very critical. Budgeting, it is a direction, not a restriction. And it is not a poverty mentality. If anything, it's an abundant mentality.
There are people who say that people who do budgeting are very mean.
Not necessarily true. They are very wise people. Because you never fail to save because you don't have enough money, but you never have enough money because you don't save. And that speaks the language of budgeting. You receive a certain amount of money. You need to plan exactly, this will go to my rent, this will go to my saving, if you are paying rent for that matter, or this will go to my investment. You find a person earning 50,000 and want to live in a 30,000 house. That is very poor budgeting. And that is a disastrous thing that can happen. Your rent expenses should not exceed 30% even of your net income.
Even in this Nairobi?
Even in this Nairobi. Don't exceed 30%. Otherwise, you can exceed if you want, but you can be sure you have nothing for your future.
All right.
Remember what I told you last time, that money knows only one language.
Yes.
Save me today, and I will save you tomorrow.
Yes.
So if you eat your future today, your future will have nothing to eat but yourself.
Wow.
And you're not going to like it.
And they say there are some people who have eaten everything until they have eaten up their destinies.
Exactly. So they know. Very interesting. So budgeting is very critical for us, even as we begin this year.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. We are talking about mapping the new year. In 2026, I can tell you, is such a wonderful, wonderful, great, wonderful year. Is a blank check. All that you need is to decode God's purpose for your life this year. When you align, you are good to go. And we are having Johnson Kamata here, just helping to, just trying to help us and decode how we need to plan for this. They say that plan as if, you know, you strategize or plan as if you will not pray, and pray as if you don't have a plan. And that's a good quote. Rock Peter, apostle himself here, not planning is planning to fail. Thank you, sir. All the way from Loaka, thank you so much. Our executive producer is watching, Apostle David Juma, thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. Rinias Joe, prepare well for the task you want to achieve. Thank you so much. Grace Moroki, wow, Grace, thank you. ILO, when I see this, ILO, SIAB business trainer, I'm also a certified, trainer.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes,
that's
I
great.
am certified by, I have done this program,
Wow.
SIAB, Start and Improve Your Business.
Sure.
So you are my partner in this program. Great insights as we start the year. Faith without action, plan is dead. Thank you, men of God. Blessings. I want to go for a short break, and so much is we are coming back to with so much more, because I know that Johnson is ready for us, and we'll be looking at, you know, some of the things that we really need to focus on, because he says that there are some things that are urgent, but they are not important. And there are things that are important, yet not urgent. See you after this short break.
Behind every pulpit is a heart that serves, a life that leads, and a soul that often carries the weight of the flock.
Why is your church not growing?
Encourage a Pastor is a show that provides a platform to speak for the pastor, fivefold ministers, and the church at large.
Why should we just keep quiet and cry people are not giving tithes? We keep complaining about what people are not doing. What can I do?
Sometimes when we come to the place where we understand that Christ is building the church, there is a certain kind of rest you enter into.
Engaging critical issues that encourage, equip, refresh, and envision pastors into the course of their work in the ministry.
The most important thing is the life of the Word of God in that church.
Many people do not know the intrigues and challenges of pastoring.
This show is a blessing to leaders and the led.
Catch Encourage a Pastor every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. hosted by Apostle David as we inform and speak for the ministers of the gospel. Elevate your brand with Elevate TV, a premier media station in the country. We specialize in video production, live coverage, advertising, and social media marketing. We do quality production for YouTube videos, podcasts, and live events. Transform your vision into reality with creativity and precision. Call us today and elevate your story on 0705 872 237.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We belong to the Association of Faithful Men. We say 2 minutes and we are here. We have so much lined up for you because this is the beginning of this year and we must start it right. We must do it right. We must put our best foot forward, because if we get it wrong at the beginning, Johnson said that it's catastrophic to climb up around her only to realize that it was leaning on the wrong wall when you're at the top there. You have to come down, you know, and lean the ladder on the right wall. So I'm Joe Wisdom. We are joined by Johnson Kamata, a financial advisor. And I can see there are some people who are following you here on YouTube.
Oh, really?
𝗪𝒪𝒃.
Oh,
𝗪𝒃.
Yeah.
I says that, wow, my former boss.
She was my colleague.
She also says that you're her mentor.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful to see that there are people who are looking up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was my colleague.
Wow, great. Great. Powerful. Tell her I'm also your mentor. So I'm your grandfather. Must say I'm your grandfather in mentorship.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So Anthony Kimani, thank you. Tuned to hear and receive great insight from this great man of God, Brother John. Then Isaac Wairago, this is a blessed man. Johnson Kamata, Maseno University alumni. Big up.
Isaac is watching. Wonderful, Isaac. He's a good friend of mine.
The Isaac Kamata, this must be your brother or something?
That must be my cousin.
Your cousin?
Yeah.
Wow. You are the Kamatas, eh?
Yes, yes.
How close are you to the people close to you? Thank you, powerful. We have 𝗘𝗪𝗃𝗏 𝗨𝗡𝗪.
That's
Thank
a
you, my
good-
brother, for insights.
A good friend of mine.
Wow.
Wonderful Polycarp.
Wow, wow, thank you. Mwangi Magari, all the way from Doha. Thank you, Emmanuel. We were with him at high school.
Oh, I remember.
He's at Doha.
He's a very great businessman.
Yes.
Doing great work.
I remember he used to do, when he was in Kenya, he used to do a lot of you know, magari here in Kenya.
A lot of vehicle importation and everything. He's
Yes.
a diligent man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Waweru, 3 Fs, family, finances, and faith. That's quite insightful. Thank you, Paul. Then there's Mwanaharibu, Busoro. Oh, Busoro. All right. Hii jina ni
Majina Karikari.
majina kalikali. The only person who can't rest is the devil. If you're a son of God, resting is part of your life.
Exactly.
Busoro, you have not said where you are watching us from. Indeed powerful and helpful. That is Anthony Kimani. Then there's Mary Champion. Great knowledge about budgeting. Money language, save me today, I save you tomorrow. Powerful insights from our very own Johnson Kamata. Now, there's something you wanted to say about finances also.
Yes.
As we continue to plan.
Finance is very critical.
Yes.
Integral part of our life. And I'm sure the reason as to why each and every person wakes up early in the morning
Yes.
Is to go and look for finances. So we cannot do without finances.
That's true.
Even Jesus Christ himself, he talked about finances.
Yeah, yeah.
I realize that even in the New Testament, there are around 500 verses that talk about faith. But there are over 2,000 verses that talk about money or possession.
Jesus had a
altogether.
treasurer in the ministry.
Exactly.
Yes.
So showing that money is very critical.
Yes.
You know, money is a good servant,
Yes.
but at the same time can be a bad master. So how we handle money is very critical.
Wow.
And we approach the issue of finances by recognizing the fact that God is the owner of everything.
Wow.
He owns every resources.
Sure.
For us, we are just but stewards.
Wow.
And that's why we shall be held to account on what we did with the resources that we have.
Wow.
So money is very critical. If we approach money with the understanding that we are just a steward,
Yes.
not the owner of everything, then we will have a better life.
Wow.
We shall have a successful life. And Apostle,
Yes, sir.
a successful life is not just a perfect life. We are not pursuing perfection. Even when you talk about this new year, the resolution that we have to put to have a better life, I want to demystify that and say that a better life is not a life that is full of perfection, but becoming better than you were last year.
Wow. Improvement.
Remember we said Kaizen.
Kaizen,
you
yes.
continue improving yourself. So finance is very critical, and we cannot do without finance, because everything that you need to do, especially here in the city,
Yes.
everything that you need to eat, to wherever you need to go, you have to have to interact with the money.
Wow.
I came across a certain statistic that was saying that out of the entire wealth that in the world can be traced or attributed to at least 10% of the population. And they say that if you take the entire wealth of the world and divide it amongst the population equally, every person to get an equal share
Yes.
of whatever you have in the whole world, it will take a period of 3 to 5 years, and the money will trickle back to the 10% of the population.
The way we said Kenya iuzwe kila mtu apewe share yake.
Tukisema
ajipange.
Kenya iuzwe kila mtu apatiwe share yake, it will take us 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
And the wealth and the money will be
Go back to-
to those 10% of the population. So that is to tell that we don't, people are not wealthy because they have a lot of income. Or the issue of making wealth or getting rich is not an issue of how much you get, in as much that is important, but it is in the area of how you keep what you get,
Yes.
and how you plan for it, how you multiply it, and how you sustain it.
Wow.
Very critical. You receive your income. Understand that in every income you receive, whether it's a salary, whether it is a honorarium, whether it's an income from an investment, or whether it is an income from a business deal, there is a seed into that.
Wow.
You don't eat everything. You have to plan and know what exact amount of money
Yes.
that will go to my saving, how much will go to debt repayment if you have any, and how much am I going to eat? Because then you cannot save everything else and have nothing to eat.
Yeah.
You will die before
Yeah.
your time. So it is critical we plan about our finances, because money is very critical. And I don't know whether you have found that. It is interesting to find that even when families break, we might have other reasons as to why maybe this family is breaking. But if you narrow it down, you find it's a reason of finances.
It's somewhere in the picture.
It's somewhere in the picture. They say that money is not everything, but remember, everything needs money. So it's important we discuss the issue of money and have an understanding that we are stewards and we need to take an account of whatever we do with the resources.
Wow.
Because the thing that makes money to be interesting, its value is based on its scarcity.
Yes, that's true.
Money is very scarce. For anything to be valuable, it has to be very scarce. Because anything that is so plenty, its value goes down.
No.
So our money is very much important. Even as we begin this year, as you receive your first salary, realize that you are steward, and in that salary that you are going to receive, there is a saving part of it, and there is a seed part of it. Because saving is very critical. And why do we save? We save because of, one, for a rainy day. A sickness can come, or a loss of job can come. And number two reason we save is for an investment.
Okay.
You accumulate some money so that you can take a certain investment. Maybe you can ask yourself, how much then should be the percentage of my salary that I need to save on my income? I would want to answer that by something that I said here when I was here last time. Say that the amount of the percentage of how much you save depends on your goal. And also it is dependent on your age.
Yeah, okay.
Dependent on your goal and also on your age. And I like the analogy that was once given that if an armed robber is pursuing you, you run with the greatest strength that you can achieve, you can master. But even if a chicken is pursuing you, you can run aimlessly. Like Satan was just loitering around doing nothing. So the amount of money that you save depends on what is pursuing you.
Yeah.
If whatever is pursuing you is just to buy a bicycle that will cost you like 15,000,
Yes.
you can even save 1% of your money at the end of the year. You'll be able to buy a bicycle. But if whatever is pursuing you is to make a multi-million investment, then you can...
You need to save more.
You need to save more. And also the factor of age. You can tell a person who is at 20, 25, who is starting earning, to save 10, 20% of their income. They can be able to achieve their dream before they get to retirement. But you imagine telling a person who is 60 years old to save 10% of his income. When shall he be able to achieve his goal? So it depends on even your age factor.
Yeah.
The younger you are, the more percentage of your income you need to save.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. You say that if you sell Kenya and divide all the money to every person equally, after some time, the money will go back to those who had it. In fact, someone said that 3 things will always go back to where they came from. Number 1 is money. Money will always go back to where it came from. Number 2 is power. Power will always go back to where it came from. Number 3 is water. It will always go back to where it came from.
Money, power, and water.
Yes. Continue writing to us. I'm excited to say Margaret Mogo is watching. Margaret Mogo watching from Nyahururu. Thank you so much. And as we continue with this program, allow me also to celebrate one young girl called Joy. Joy is Apostle Rock, and Hilda Kathure's daughter.
Wow.
She's having her birthday.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Joy. We celebrate you. Your dad is a great blessing to this show. We love you and live long to see good old age in good strength, in good health, and in great wealth.
Amen.
Wow. So after now we are done with finances. People should save.
Yes, they should save for a rainy day.
Yes,
and
for investment
as well.
Yes.
Yes.
What other area do you feel like we really need to plan?
That's the thing that we really need to focus on, which is a thorn in the flesh, especially even for young people or young Kenyan in that context, is the issue of debt.
By the way, debt issue. There are people, in fact, there are people who are deeply in debt.
Yes. And you know, debt is it's an addiction. Because once you get introduced into it, it's very difficult to get out of it.
Is debt bad?
I would answer by saying yes or no. Both are applicable, because we have good debts and we have bad debts.
Yes.
Good debts are the debts that you can take to get something, maybe to acquire an asset that will help you to generate more of the income. That is to say, the amount that you get from that particular asset that you are buying is far much greater than even the interest that you are paying for the debt. So we would categorize that as a good debt. That's a very simple explanation. A bad debt is a debt that you can take, but instead of bringing more income to you, it is eating into what you already have. For example, borrowing for consumption. If you don't have maybe something to eat today and you borrow so that you can go and eat, you have a problem in repaying that particular debt. Just using a very simple example. So there are good debts and there are bad debts. Good debts are good when you take them to buy an asset that will generate you much more of the income, or to get you a skill that is going to bring you more returns in the short term and also in the long time. So debt is one of the things that is really affecting many people, and especially young people.
Yes.
You see that like 83% of the Kenyans, almost of them, all of them, they borrow in one way or the other.
Yes.
Through the
and
mobile
there are so
phones.
many apps. By the way, you can talk about that so that people can strategically align.
Even when you go to online, even to YouTube and other channels, I'm sure even the people that are watching this program, somehow you get those apps coming to bring their art on the screen. So many people are languishing in debt, and debt is making many families even to collapse and to go to many problems.
Yes.
So bad debt is very important for us this year. If you are a culprit of bad debt, for you to stop borrowing, they say that once you get yourself in a hole, the best thing is not to continue digging.
Yes.
But to seek for help. And most of the time, the help that you get is not from a person who is in a similar hole like yourself, but you need somebody, a hand from outside, that can be able to lift you out of that hole. So that is one of the things that's really killing many of our ambitions and even families, and we need to get out of debt. One of the ways for us to be able to get out of debt, you find a person has borrowed from main bank, borrowed from one app to the other, borrowed from a circle, borrowed from even relatives. If you want to scale out of that debt, there's one formula that I use. List down all the debts that you have, from the least to the biggest, and then make a decision you're not going to borrow anymore. Because it will be disastrous for you to borrow from person A to pay person B. There's no value that you're creating. But if you list down all your debts from the smallest to the largest, then you use what you have as an income, disposable income, then you start sorting from the least one. Yenye kona pesa kidogo, so that when you are done with that one, it gives you a motivation to go to tackle the next one. Once you're done with debt number 2, you go to debt number 3. And make sure in the process of repaying those small debts, you're not getting into other bigger debts, other debts for that matter. So this year, if at all you have been struggling last year on debt, make sure that you get a list of the debts that you have, then start paying from the least one, and make sure that you don't add on top of those debts again, because you're going to get yourself into a bigger hole than you were before. So that's a very critical issue that you need to address.
Wow. Today is a wonderful day, and I want to keep. There's someone who told me, you know, last year you are not reading our comments, so I said this year I want to be in good books
and do justice to them.
Yes. The youngest billionaire we have in Rwaka, Newton Kivuti, following from Rwaka, saving for investment is the key, sure. Then Wangari Lea, this is very enlightening. Thank you so much. Thank you, Linius Joe. Jerry Washira, great insight there. Good to see you, schoolmate Mr. Roa. Jerry Washira, wow, thank you. This was my schoolmate. Yeah. So now that we okay, I think the issue of debt, Johnson, you'll allow me to invite you, because it is a very contentious issue.
And very wide.
And very wide.
Yeah.
And many people will tell you, we have borrowed to pay school fees. Is that a bad debt? You know, I have borrowed to clear the small one so that I'm left with the big one. There's a lot of issues around
borrowing
that.
to do a wedding.
Yes, you see. So I think that is something that we need a whole show just to address the issue of debt.
Sure.
Yeah. But maybe going back on mapping.
Yes.
Mapping the new year. This is 2026, Johnson.
Yes.
And there are some people who feel like, I need to do all these projects. I need to do all these. They are important.
Yes.
All right? How possible is it for someone watching us, a man of small means, little means, but with a very huge, sometimes we get overwhelmed because we want to do everything at the same time. We want everything to work. How can you help someone on how to begin and have possibly the patience to just grow in it and accomplish whatever it is?
One, the first step for you to become great is by showing up. Show up on the stage,
yes,
and you start. Because we say a good strategy properly, poorly executed,
yes,
is better than no strategy at all.
Yeah.
So this is a man or a woman for that matter who want to achieve a lot but have limited resources.
Yes.
They say that the quickest way to do something or to do many things is to do one thing at a time.
Wow.
You cannot be able to do all things at the same time
Sure.
because there is a process to everything.
Yes.
And what makes the journey interesting is the process that you take.
Yeah.
So it is important they figure out which is the most critical thing to start with. Somebody was telling me that even if in every decision that you need to make,
yes,
you employ what we call the VEN rule, V-E-N.
yes,
ask yourself, is whatever I want to do vital?
yes.
You know, like we talk of the body, we have vital
Yes,
organs and
whatever,
everything.
yes.
If it is vital, you can go ahead and start with it. Is whatever I want to do essential?
Okay.
Can I do without it? Essential in the sense that you cannot tell me that one of the things that you plan to do is to buy a big home theater. You can still do without that. So is it essential? And ask yourself, is it necessary at this particular point?
Wow.
So a person with limited means and want to do a lot of things, the best thing to do is to do one thing at a time.
Wow.
And also realize that you cannot do everything in the whole world. Even our forefathers, we met them and they could only do so much.
Yes.
Yourself, you don't have to beat yourself because you are not able to achieve 100% of what you wanted.
Yes.
But make progress, start small, and do it great. Start with the small things and do them in a great way. Because whatever counts is the small things done in a great way.
Wow.
Not necessarily the great things.
Yes.
So start small and start by showing up and with a clear mind of what you want to achieve. Then use the VEN rule.
Where is the place of focus and vision in this matter? Because there are some people who will start very well. Like I know some people, I don't want to mention names. I wish I was allowed to drop some names here. You were saying that one of my New Year's resolution is to keep fit. You know, I want to shed some weight.
Yeah.
So you started with the gym.
Yes.
But on February,
on February they gave up. They give
you are
up.
not in the gym.
They say that biguni tapewa mwili mpya.
Yes, and they started eating anyhowly. Now, you know, where is the place of vision, focus? Maybe you can.
Without a vision,
Yes.
People will perish or they throw away restraint. That's the Bible that says so. So for us to be able to achieve what we want in this year, it is important that we concentrate our focus on the important thing. Like even when you watch the animals hunting,
Yes.
it's always an analogy that is given.
Yes.
That a lion, for that matter, will pursue an antelope,
yes.
and focus on a particular one,
Yes.
not anyone, but a particular one. Maybe inaangalia naona ile ni mnono sana, that's what I'm going to pursue. So focus is critical because it's what will enable us not to waste our resources and our energies.
Yes.
You know, time is a very expensive resource.
Yes.
So if you don't focus on one thing, you find that you are wasting a lot of time on so many things that are not critical. So we focus on the critical thing, the vital thing, the essential things, and the necessary thing. Use the Venn rule. So focus is very critical, and that's what we need to employ even as we begin this year.
How do we maintain that single eye? Because sometimes you are distracted, Johnson.
Yes.
Sometimes you feel like, this year, I wanted to do this project.
Yes.
But again, along the way, there's a friend of mine who has started this business. Na hii business inabakisha pesa mzuri. And I'm tempted to abandon what I had initially started doing to come into this person's. In fact, they give you a very good, they tell you, by the way, if you come with 500,000 and put in this plan of mine, you will be getting this. And sometimes we get distracted. How do we, I want you to help someone here. How do we maintain a single eye? How do we remain focused? Because distractions are inevitable.
They will always be there.
Yes, sir.
I like what Stephen,
as we conclude, yes.
I like what 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 says in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Persons.
Yes.
And one of the things that he says is start with the head in mind.
Okay.
When you start with the head in mind, and he gives an analogy and says that assume, close your eyes and assume you go to a certain hall or venue, and people, it's a funeral.
Yes.
And people are body viewing, and you join them, but you realize the person that they are viewing, it's yourself. How would you want the people who are eulogizing you to speak about? When you keep that in your mind, it will always be bringing an echo, ringing a bell in your mind. This is what I said to do at the beginning of the year. And most importantly, write it down. You can even put it a card in your car, in your Bible, so that it gives you a focus. Whenever you feel that there are distractions that are coming on your way, remember my vision was clearly written down and it's in the card somewhere. But start with the head in mind, because the head of a matter is the one that is going to determine the means on which you are going to use to achieve it. Yes. So start with the head in mind and write it down, because anything that is not on paper, it is vapor.
Oh, yes. That's a bigger point. Anything that is not on paper is vapor. And in fact, we say only serious things are written down. Anything serious will be written down.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, thank you. Moses Okoth, thank you, my brother, my senior. Thank you so much for sharing this. I saw you shared this on your wall. A great blessing. Let me see what is happening on YouTube. And we said I want to be in the good books this time. I want to be in the good books. Much appreciation. Thank you, Anthony Kimani, indeed powerful and helpful. Mary Champion, thank you so much. Phoebe Murioki, very well, adding to my new resolution. Zaura Cool, hallelujah, I need to say focus this year. Thank you so much. Much appreciation. Much appreciation. Wow, wow. Maybe as we come to the close, because people must write down their resolutions.
Yes.
The vision must be well articulated, as in the book of Habakkuk.
Yes.
I want you to look at this camera and just give an encouragement to someone. Tell someone that one thing that they need to know as we close the show. That one thing that you as Johnson know that this is, if you have missed anything in this show,
Yes.
take this home.
This is what I would encourage my viewer this evening, is that crossing over to a new year, it's not just change of a date or a calendar, but it's a fresh invitation to you by God for you to align your goals, your purpose, in all the areas that we have talked about, your family, your finances, and even in your faith.
Yeah.
Focus this year even to improve on your spirituality, because it's very important for us to understand that we are here on a mission. And just to remind you that a God of mission is a God of provision. He says in John 10:10, the latter part of that verse is that, but I came so that you can have life and life abundantly. So it is in the will of God for us to live a better life with the abundance. And one thing that I also want you to take this year is that join me in hating poverty.
Wow.
Because poverty is a bad thing. It is not in the will of God for us to live a mediocrity life, to live in poverty, but it's the plan of God for us to live a life full of abundance. So ensure that in all those areas of your life, in your family and in your finances, you invite God in everything, because when he comes into a situation, he changes everything, including yourself. A better life is not a life of perfection, but it's a peaceful life that is full of God's direction, that you're able to do all your things without much of the restriction. But above all, make sure that you budget on everything, including your time and your resources. God bless you.
Wow.
See you another time.
What a way of ending this show. Allow me to appreciate Johnson for creating time and being together with us. This is our very first show, 2026. Exactly. And it's such a blessing to have you give your views and your contribution to Man Unveil. We are grateful. God bless you.
Amen.
Salimia familia.
Asante.
I want to say this. In 2026, as we begin this 2026, 3 things that you'll need in 2026. 3 relationships that you need in this year. Number 1, you need God. You need God to walk with you this year. The Bible says that in the beginning, God. Everything starts with God and ends with God. God will give you the grace, the favor, the blessings that you need to navigate 2026. Number 2 thing that you need in this year, you need friends. The Bible says that a friend loves at all times. You need friends. There are things that only a friend can help you. You remember the man at the pool? Jesus comes and tells him, do you want to get healed? He says, I have no man. Sometimes you get stuck because you don't have a friend. You don't need to be a lone ranger. Have a friend around you. Number 3, you also need a fellowship. This year, don't just sit out there saying that I left church, I never left God. You need a fellowship. A fellowship is powerful. It is in the fellowship that Peter, when he was held by the king, the fellowship joined hands and prayed for him. And that is how he was secured from being terminated. Have those 3 things. Have a family around you, a family of believers who can stand with you in prayer. Joe Wisdom, your host, Man Unveiled. God bless you and good night.